Hey everyone, OT Life Hacker here. So I am sitting in the car waiting for my significant other to finish, and I thought I'd just have a nice little chat with you all. So how is everyone doing, first off? And then second off, I wanted to update everyone on how awesome it's been in starting up YouTube and seeing within myself a lot of self-growth. One of the reasons, I'm getting deep here, one of the reasons that I started YouTube was the idea of sharing something I'm very passionate about, which through sharing something I'm passionate about helps me to realize skills that I don't feel I have until I see it in action. And so by that, I mean that if any of you have seen me in middle school, high school, and college and to now, public speaking was not my thing whatsoever, because I would stutter, I would freeze, I would just be looking out at nowhere the entire 15 minutes of presenting. And yes, definitely I got dinged for that. And it was funny because, I took a quick look at people and everyone else's reactions were they were looking outside with me trying to figure out what the heck I was looking at. But it was so funny. So I, in college, was a teaching assistant, and public speaking was still not my jam. I would get up in front of 160 plus students in the big auditorium like setting and had to just project my voice. There was no microphone really that I could use or thing you could hook onto yourself, so it was all projection of my own voice. And I don't think it necessarily was because people could hear me that they sat in the back. I think people just sat in the back regardless. And I have no idea if they could hear me. So if any one of you are students from when I was a TA, feel free to comment below. You can be anonymous or you can give a shout out, or you, whatever suits your boat. So I am now in graduate school, and this is my second graduate program. So I finished a public health master's, and that even then, my presentations were so not good. It was really bad. If we had videos that I could show you, I probably would show you. I'd be crying up there or what have you. I'm not scared to share that about myself, because eventually hopefully no one ever sees that, and hopefully you'll never see that in the future, unless I'm talking about a sentimental topic. That makes sense if you're crying, but if you're talking about something related to public health measures, you don't really necessarily need to cry about that. Maybe if you're giving important facts on why this is something you need to prevent so that less lives are resulting in death or what have you, yeah, that might be good, but maybe. But really, professionally, I don't think you should do that. So I am now in graduate school and for the second program, occupational therapy, and was still faced with the challenge of public speaking. I tried out Toastmasters a little bit, and no, still didn't find my jam. Then it was actually because of occupational therapy that I realized what intervention would work for me. So, in occupational therapy, we teach about how occupations can build upon more occupations, build skills. So, say for example, if you're trying to exercise, it may be very hard to get yourself to just start exercising. Right off the bat, I'm gonna run 100 miles. Okay, that's not realistic for anyone, but some people might put themselves to that. If they're trying to get rid of 200 pounds or something, who knows? It's rough. It's a really stark contrast to your normal routine. So rather, it'd be worthwhile to build it naturally into your routine. So for me, Public speaking is something that I'm not good at, but let's play on some of my strengths. I love talking. Until you stick a camera in my face or you put me in front of a ton of people, I'm like, no. Then there is, I am passionate, so passionate about helping others in some form and in actually teaching that. It may not have shown at times because I get so clumped up, but if it's a topic that I'm very familiar with or really advocate for, I am on it. So, I mean, I take that back. No, I was still very nervous. Even if it was something I'm very passionate about, I'm still freaking out inside, lack the confidence, think, well, I probably still don't know about this. I need to research this. Who knows? So what I had to do for myself, it was after not doing well on a client simulation that to me is still like a presentation, but I'm performing an intervention in front of the person and on the spot, impromptu, working through that dynamic situation because someone's talking to me and I have to figure out what I'm going to do. And that takes it a whole new level because, I mean, I can have a script all laid out word for word, study, memorize it before I go to bed, when I wake up, when I'm brushing my teeth, what have you. But then if you stick me in a dynamic situation that I have to bounce back and forth with another person, I can't have a script ready. And I can't be like, they tell me I have a problem with this. You know what? Also, what's been happening is this. I can't be like, so it sounds like we're gonna do this, and they're like, that's not my problem that I want to address today. I'm like, so we're gonna do this. No, that doesn't work, and you can't do that in practice. So I had thought, with the help of my significant other, I remember back when my confidence was so down the drain, I would try to sing and I would get so upset at myself thinking my singing is so bad, and yeah, I'm sure it is, but I would be so hard on myself and just quit it. But the thing is that it's something I loved, and if I could work on it, it could get better, and it did get better. And the focus here is not my singing, and I'm not going to sing for you guys, maybe in another video sometime just for fun, who knows. It was that I needed to do something that was meaningful and challenging. And again, what I told you, my two strengths, talking and talking about passions of mine. So I thought, see myself in a camera. I actually had to do that for one of my classes and I freaked out. I spent like 6 hours on that one 30-second video that we had to do for our class, and it was bad because after that I spent many hours crying after that on how I felt. It turned out so badly. And sure, I'm sure many of you guys are like, it's just your confidence is like not even existing. And I'm like, yeah, it's true. It was very true. And so I created YouTube and thought, I need to get myself to break out of this habit of being scared to see myself, to hear myself. And to see myself also requires not only me to be okay with seeing myself, it requires me to see what I can work on. And that is one of the things I love. I love to know how to improve, get feedback on what to do better. And so what's better than putting me in my own shoes of what I can work on, finding what I can work on. And it was tragic. The first YouTube video I ever made, it took 3 days or even a week, because I would shoot it, stop it instantly. I would just say something like, hi, and then freak out. And my significant other, poor, loving, adoring guy, he was there the whole time and was like, what is happening? You are going crazy. And I mean, yeah, it was clear. I definitely was just like, I cannot. But actually I could. I mean, look now. So that's why it's really amazing to see the transformation that can come, because after I did that one video, I was like, you know what, actually that's cool. It actually turned out okay. You know, I don't sound that bad. I don't look that horrible. I mean, I'm sure others may think differently, whatever. It's what you think of yourself. You're the person who needs to believe in yourself the most, because no one else is gonna believe as hard as is what's really important for you to believe. Because who knows, there may be times of doubt from others, but you know best. And if you feel that you're not worthy of anything, people are going to start feeling that way. And even if they tell you not, it could be out of pity. It has to come from your own heart. And it's not true that it just comes out of pity. Definitely not. I have my loves there for me, and they're so supportive. But you'll never fully believe until you are fully invested in yourself. And so I did those videos, I did another video, and then another video, and I would see myself and still cringe, but thinking that I'm not the only one going through this who struggles to look at themselves and watch them. But why really am I scared to see myself? Well, I reflected further for myself, and everyone may have a different situation for why they may not like looking at themselves. If you're comfortable, please feel free to share it down in the comments below, and I will share mine. It was the confidence. I just really thought, oh my gosh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. She is like, who would ever want to look at her? Who wants to hear her chipmunk voice or what have you? And that, I mean, again, we all have different preferences or different judgments, and my goal was to cherish myself. I saw my videos and I learned to cherish myself. Maybe it was fake it till you make it. I agree. I may have tried to use a placebo effect on myself. Then here I am now. I'm just talking away with all of you, being me. Everything that you see is authentically me. I feel like I'm embarrassed to say that, but no, not really. Because I want you guys to know that you are something super special. Let yourselves be you, which is whatever it is that calls to your heart, and that think of your passions and let them shine. We all have strengths, and I'm trying to hone in on some of my strengths now, and I want to say it seems like I've gotten somewhere, and that's because within myself I went like, what, 200,000 miles up those mountains. Woo! I'm in Coachella Valley, and it's as if I went up all those ridges. Wow, I feel accomplished. You guys should too. You have so much to offer, so much potential, and you've done so much, I am absolutely sure, and you will keep on shining as long as you let yourself believe in you, because you are the strongest cheerleader you can ever be for all the awesomeness you'll bring in this world. Alright, thank you all so much. Bye bye. By the way, real quick first, I'm still waiting for my significant other. Finish all of my drink. That's how you know you've been waiting a long time, if you finish off your boba. But I came prepared. I have a second drink for myself. Hopefully I don't have to use the bathroom. But I might. Because it's